Hey, welcome back to all the audience. You would have seen my first clip where I just gave a very high level introduction of my channel and why I consider Megaminx to be something special, which I'm going to talk today. And as you see, he started with solving this. This is my boy who was started solving. Then I told him that we will give an introduction and then go, but I left it as it is because it helps me in explaining the Megaminx better. Megaminx is a very special cube. It is one of the complicated and complex cubes. This is called as dodecahedron. It has 12 faces to itself. You assume this to be one face where you have the pentagon shape. For you just assume this, so you have the pentagon shape. This is one face. There are 12 such faces here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and the last one is on the top, 12. So there are 12. This is called as a dodecahedron. Decahedron is 10, dodecahedron is 12. So this has 12 faces. And the beautiful part of it is what is the central axis. These are pillars. I call these pillars. The central pillars associate itself with the smaller one, and this forms one face, whereas this forms the right hand side or the left hand side corners for the lower face. So what is a face here? The central will become the pillar will become the top edge, and you will have the side edges here. I mean the side corners here, and these are the edges. So I'll come to the terminologies a bit late. So this is an interesting mathematical shape, and we just need to be careful about not mixing things, because the chances of this going haywire or confusing and it spoiling the already formed shapes are very high. Even a small one movement that we make mistake will end up in completely changing or jeopardizing what we have built all the way. So we just need to be careful about it, and as long as, trust me, this is one of the tougher cubes, but it is definitely solvable as long as you follow the rules and we follow the pattern without mixing anything that we are missing or mixing anything that we are telling. As long as we are able to follow that, we should be able to solve this. So this has actually, from a solving standpoint, this has 5 layers. Even though it considers it has 12 phases and it is looking very complicated with so much of colors in it, you would see that there are actually 5 layers, and I'll take you through this. So imagine the lowest layer. This is your white, and this is one layer. Okay, this has again pentagon. Being a pentagon, it has 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this 5 will form one layer. And if you build this on the top of this, imagine the second thing as second layer. The 3 on each side of the pentagon. For example, the red here, the green and green, the rose, red and yellow, cream. These are the second layers, right? They all form a second layer which is just built on the top of the base layer. Now the third layer is also again the same, which is the what we call as the edges and the corners for each of the face. So I'll come to the terminologies in a while, but these are the next layer. The layers are actually the toms that the toms and the inverted toms that we are seeing. These are the third layers. So if you follow my finger where it's going, these are the third layers. Okay, so it's like a tom, and you will see an inverted tom. So again a tom. So this continues in this fashion. The fourth layer is similar to the second layer but in the inverted fashion. So if you see this tom is equivalent to this, right? So this layer that we said as the second layer, the yellow, this second layer, if you look at it in the inverted fashion, this will be this portion or this portion, right? So this layer again continues as the fourth layer. So if you just to recollect, the first layer is this yellow, or just to clarity, the green. This is the first layer. The second layer is the yellow, which is on the top, the second one. This is the second layer. The third layer is this tom, the tom that is here, and it continues with the inverted tom. The fourth layer is on the top of the tom, the layer that continues. This is the fourth layer. So if you see this is your fourth layer, and the fifth layer is of course the last layer on the top. So if you are able to solve each of these layers in a sequence, and you are able to solve, for example, my boy has solved the first layer and he was about to solve the second layer. When I stopped him and said that I'm going to do it, I'll scramble this and then start with it again. But this is the first layer. He has solved the first layer. He has done part of the second layer. You see that there is also a connection. He was starting with the yellow, and then he was doing the purple and the blue, and we have to fix the other one. So the second layer, then we have to go to the third layer, then to the fourth layer, then to the fifth layer. And the fifth layer is of course the last layer. It has its own set of algorithms to solve. So with that, again, brief explanation, we are past the 5 minutes, so I'm going to take a small break. I'll give you the next clip which explains the terminologies and or the conventions that you're going to follow. And as always, I don't go for convention like R and R, L, U specifically, because this should be more of a visual building the cube. So with a small break, I'll come back and we'll explain the terminologies or the conventions which we'll be using for solving this step. Hopefully that will be the same that my boy does, and if there is confusions or anything, I'll just chime in and then update it with the clips. Till then, let's take a small break. Thank you.